Good morning, children. So, we have seen about the male reproductive system and female reproductive system in previous class, isn't it? So, what is reproduction? It is an ability of the individual to produce the new species, isn't it? So, it is an ability of an individual to produce the new species. It is called as reproduction from the parents. So, now we are seeing about the resemblance in parents and children. What is the reason for the resemblance of the parents and children? So how the resemblance occurs, we see now. Okay, children, see the board here, the points that we discussed for the reasons that shows the resemblance in parents and children. Okay, the first one is mainly the feature of reproduction. First, you should know what is reproduction. Reproduction is an ability of the individual to produce the new generation of individuals. What is reproduction? The ability of individual, to produce new generation of same species, isn't it? Of the same species. The ability of the individual to produce the new generations of individuals of same species. It is called as reproduction. Now, we'll see what about how the resemblance is seen from the parents and offspring is due to reproduction. So, from that, what happens? Transmission of the characters from the parents to the offspring takes place. Offspring means the next generation. So the transmission of characters from the parents to offspring, parents to children takes place. In the transmission of the characters, how the characters are being transferred, that is the characteristics of the parents are transferred to the children through the genetic material. It is transferred through the genetic material, that is chromosomes. They are the X chromosomes and Y chromosomes of the parents, that is male and female chromosomes. They are the genetic material. It is being transmitted to the next generation, to the offsprings. Due to the transmission of the genetic material, the resemblance is being seen. One of the characteristic feature is the transmission of the characters through the genetic material. That is, the transmission of genetic material takes place from the parents to the offspring. So it is the reason for the resemblance in parents and children. And you also see that there may be the resemblance, that is the transmission of genetic material may be seen from the parents to offsprings, which is exactly to one to other. That is, you may say that it is a Xerox copy of the parent. So how can we say it? Here in some methods of reproduction, you can see the transmission of genetic material as is exactly the same from the parent to the offspring. So the transmission of the genetic material, it involves the chromosomes from the parent generation to the next generation is exactly the same. Here. Transmission of the genetic material from the parents to the offsprings is exactly same in some methods of reproduction. Okay, children. And next, in some other methods, the characters of from the parents, that is from the male or female. Female characters, that is the father's characters or the mother's characters. It may be recombined to form a new individual. So, in some methods, the characters from the parents, that is male or female, they recombine. That is, you know that reproduction is the recombination, is it, of the parents to offsprings to form a new individual. So, here, what happens in the recombination of the parental characters to offsprings? Some of the characters from the father and characters from the mother or being produced to the offspring. And in some others, the no characters of the parents may be formed, will occur, the new characters also will be seen in the offsprings at times. So it is due to the chromosome recombination. Why is this? It is due to the chromosome recombination, X chromosome and Y chromosome, that is the genetic material from the parents, it recombines to form the new individual. So that is the reason for the resemblance in parents and offspring. Sometimes there may be complete resemblance from the parents to offspring, or at times there may be no resemblance, and there may be some of the characters of father or some of the characters of mother can be formed in a new individual, or a new characters also may be acquired by the individual also. So these are the terms that you should know in the reproduction process, that a new individual acquired from the parents, characteristics that are acquired from the parents which form the resemblance from the parents to offspring. So that is due to the chromosomal recombination. What is the reason? We can say that it is due to the chromosomal recombination. So the reproduction is one of the characteristic feature that takes place for the formation of the new generation. That is, it is an ability of an individual to produce a new generation of the same species, in which the transmission of characters takes place, where the transmission of the genetic material, that is the chromosome material, takes place in the recombination of the genetic material which forms into a new individual or in a new generation, where the resemblance from the parents and offspring takes place. From the resemblance from the parents to offspring takes place. This is the reason that we see some of the characters of the parents will be seen in the offsprings, that is in the next generation. Okay, hope you have understood this, children. Now you may have seen the resemblance in the eyes of your parents, that the match with your brother or sister or yourself, isn't it? The nose or the forehead, cheeks, chin, lips. So you may have seen the complete features of your face. Exactly the Xerox copy of, sometimes you say she is the Xerox copy of her parent, isn't it? So that it may be the mother or the father, or it may be the combination of both the chromosomes of the parents. Okay, mother or father it may be. So it is due to the recombination of the genetic material from the parents that the children acquire from the parents to get the characteristic features. Okay, children, hope you have understood this. Next we'll see about the test tube babies. Note down these points, children. Now we are seeing about the test tube babies. You know that the fertilization generally occurs in the uterus, that is in the fallopian tube of the female, isn't it? So sperms fuse with the ova, that is released by the ovaries, and they are fused in the fallopian tubes, and where the sperms are passed through the fallopian tubes from the testes of the male, and they fuse with the ova released from the ovaries. Then fertilization takes place inside the ampulla of the fallopian tube. I told you earlier, isn't it? Sperms and ova, when they are fused, fertilization takes place to form zygote. If this is not case of in some of the women where the oviducts are blocked, the fallopian tubes are blocked, so the sperms cannot reach the ova, then how can they produce the babies? It is so, that is a misleading term, that is test tube babies is not the case that the babies are grown in test tubes as it is. It is not so. Here, the sperms, doctors what they do, so the sperms where in some of the women where the sperms cannot reach the eggs for fertilization, then the doctors, they take the freshly released egg from the female and the sperms from the male, and they keep them together for few hours in IVF, that is in vitro fertilization. In vitro, IVF means in vitro fertilization, that is fertilization outside the body. Fertilization outside the body. is in vitro fertilization, where the fertilization takes place outside the body. Generally, you know that the zygote is formed in the uterus of the female. But here, in test tube babies, the fertilization takes place outside the body, where the doctors collect the sperms and the eggs from the male and female bodies, and they keep them together for few hours for fertilization. If fertilization takes place, then they take them out and they preserve them in the female body for further development into the embryo. So you can say that the embryo development takes place in case of fertilization, then it is placed. If fertilization takes place, then it is placed in the womb of a mother for the complete development in the uterus. Okay, children, so the babies are born as usual as a complete development that takes place in the uterus of the mother. Is it clear, children? So this is how, again, the further developmental stages of the zygote into embryo and embryo into fetus takes place in the womb of the mother itself. So this doesn't mean that the baby is developed in the test tubes. It is developed in the womb of the mother in itself, where after fertilization the zygote is placed in the uterus of the mother, and the further development takes place over there, as you know, isn't it? The zygote develops into embryo, isn't it? Further repeated divisions of the zygote develops into embryo, and they forms into the several groups of tissues and cells are formed to form an embryo, and further development of the embryo takes place in the through the amnion, that is the cell wall, through the secretions of the uterus of the mother. It takes place the food from the mother, and the further development takes place in the uterus of the mother in itself. So we can say that the test tube babies are formed through in vitro fertilization. It is formed through in vitro fertilization, where fertilization takes place outside the body. Fertilization outside the body. It is called as in vitro fertilization. It is not the case that the babies are developed in test tubes. Only the fertilization, for the fertilization process, the eggs and sperms are taken and kept fused together for few hours in vitro. So that is called as in vitro fertilization, and later it is taken and placed in the uterus of the mother for further development. All the developmental stages takes place in the womb of the mother. Okay, children, note down this point.